trades here. Just wanted to kind of review what happened yesterday, go over the madness that happened in the charts. I'm currently in replay mode. I thought we'll play it out and kind of narrate what happened to my mentality, where we were in the trade, all that kind of good stuff. So let's just jump straight in. I'm going to call this, and I have called this video actually, calculated stupidity, and there's a good reason behind that. We did have a stop originally at 19,375, okay, so somewhere up here, and that was fine. You know, we said, well, we want to be above this descending resistance line, but did that get smashed? Yes, it did. Right, so let's see what happens. So if we start off, let's see how it plays out. Kind of just, we'd had this week, and I was debating taking some profit here, but my take profit zone was further down here. It was the 18,960, and I still think it's in play, by the way. But here's what happened. So came down, big wick got rejected. We're on the 15-minute. Key thing to notice, no vector candle. So the rejection was not borne out by institutional investors or market makers. It was just pure retail, wanting to get, you know, probably a lot of volume for the buy side down here as a buy zone. And I'm always looking for vector candles to see if we can determine who the players are and what's happening in terms of how things are moving forward. So let's see what happens. So moving forward, nothing out the ordinary there. Still playing this game. You know, we're squeezing between the 200 EMA and the 800 EMA. Next move, we come and tested, dropped back down, and then came back up. Now this was a significant candle and one that made me think, okay, this is interesting. Still no vector. So right now it's just, you know, push up to the upside. Bounced off the 21 EMA. We came down. You've seen the first part of that that 15-minute candle, and then we finished just at the 800 EMA. So now I'm thinking, okay, well maybe we'll come and test this line here. Next candle got rejected. This time it was a vector candle. So now I'm thinking, okay, potential trapping. Let's see how it plays out. Big move to the upside. Indicator here as to what happened. So we had the bullish move up. People then think, okay, we're going to get rejected at the 800 EMA. Let's start to short. Loads of shorts will have came in, but so will the market maker. Tagging moves to the upside for building as longs. Then what happens? We get this big bullish move up. Massive move to the upside. Vector candle in play. Now I'm thinking, wow, okay. Because it was a vector candle, that was purely a market maker move. Institutional. Big volume, but low wick. What does that tell me? When it's a low wick, we still got room to the upside to grow. So at this point, the blue vector candle came in about here. It was about 50% of the way through, and I removed my stop from the 19,375, put it up to the 19,600. I put it up to the 19,600 because I thought, well, let's see what was around here. I don't know how far back this will go, but we were kind of just above. Sorry, just in this consolidated zone here. Then what happened? Price got rejected, but come back up again. Now we have this difficult scenario around, are we going to break to the downside or are we going to continue to the upside? My feeling was it was going to continue to the upside. Next candle. Now we start consolidating around this area. Troublesome times because I'm thinking, okay, we've had this big vector candle that came up. We haven't came back down and reclaimed it. So I can certainly see some additional move to the upside. Next candle. Start just consolidating around this zone. Come back down. But no real momentum. what I did notice on the MFI was we'd massively overshot and we came back in. Now, normally, when we come back into the entry, that's normally a good time to short. Still didn't play out, but also reasons why at this stage I wasn't taking a stop, because I wanted to see how we reacted here. Next candle, more consolidation. Now we're kind of lollygagging around this area. Then what happened? Another blue vector candle. This was the perfect candle for me to know that we are looking at stopping volume to the upside. Okay, because it's a small candle. The wick is 50% of the body. So that tells me right now the market maker is starting to think about or trying to stop them, because he doesn't want the liquidity to start going higher and higher, because people on this candle here will start to pay the sells as they start to come out here. So he wants to trap traders here who thinks that we're going to go to the upside and continue up, but actually he's going to reverse it. And I knew this was going to happen, I could tell. But I didn't know how further high we were going to go. I knew we were going to not go too much further, so I removed my stop loss and I was trading on liquidity. I'll just show you where we are in terms of what that liquidation point is. I'll just shoot over to Qcoin. You can see right now we're about $12 in deficit. Happy that's not too bad. But our liquidation point, let me just see where that is. Liquidation was 20,096. You can see that there. If I just show you where that is, so this is where we would have been liquidated. You know, right now at this stage, back onto the let me just change that view for you real quick. Back onto where we were still only around the 19,497, but still potential room to grow, which is why I didn't want to be stopped out at the 19.6, because this kind of formation here was kind of giving us a clue that we were going to come back down, back to the downside at some point. Don't know when, but at some point. Now, what normally happens with the Asian markets is they like to flip the coin from the opposite from what's happening here. So, I had a few things that I was thinking, as I say, which was going in my favour. Then we get again starting to see some consolidation continuing. Now we're starting to slow it a little bit, but we're also catching up to where the 21-day moving average is coming into play. Let's continue. Then we see another blue vector candle, and this area here, we're starting to look tasty. Again, another big wick against still a decent sized body. What happens next? Really low, really small candle. We see, you know, still decent volume in comparison to this area, but not a lot of movement in price action, which is indecision in the market. Let's continue. Then we get a big price spike up to the 1990, came back down, and now we're starting to see some consolidation, but downward momentum, because we're overshot. We are overbought on the MFI. Then we get a big move to the upside. Notice there's no vector candle in this one, so this is retail, yeah, coming into play. And I believe at this stage we're now coming into, which would have been the Asian market starting to open, or Sydney opening up, or maybe wanting a piece of that action. Really interesting candle here. Another vector candle coming into play. Then what happens? Move to the upside. Glad we broke through here, because, or we stopped the stop loss, because we would have been stopped out. But still, another big blue vector candle with a bigger wick than a body. All really good signs for me that we're starting to change momentum. This is probably more of a short squeeze, a long squeeze, just to flush out the last of those longs. Another little peek to the upside. Another blue vector candle. You can see big blue vector candle but then starting to lose the pace on the vector candles. These are all stopping volumes. These are all trying to stop the volume. This is a market maker's attempt to kid a load of retail buyers into thinking the price is going to move to the upside, trapping them with the blue. You can tell it's because you can tell the market makers in there because it's a blue vector candle. These are normally fast acting candles that rip out quite quickly, with single order buys, large order buys. But now we're approaching again the MFI point. What happens next? Starting to see downward momentum being rejected. Also, look where this key level is. Right at this point here, at the high of the last few days. Struggling to break through. Let's play it out. Big move to the downside. Time to smash through the 21-day moving average. A little bit of a consolidation area. Let's just play this out. Now we're starting to see the move come back down. Big vector candle to the downside. Just going to play this a bit faster. Vector candle's been recovered 50%. That's fine. So that means this has been recovered. We haven't recovered this one yet. We want to see at least a 50% recovery of this candle. Boom. Now we're back down. Another vector candle. I expect to see this come and get retested. Actually, it did get retested on this candle here. So that was recovered. But all of these telltale signs now is that, you know, we are heading to the downside. Boom. Big move. Another vector candle. Happens every single time. This is why I didn't want to take my stop. It was a calculated move. Yes, risky. But still, when you're seeing these big blue vector candles here, this is all a trap. It really is just all a trap. And if you don't know what you're looking for, you're going to get stopped out. We're just going to fast forward this to where we are now. I'm just going to keep going. Now we're respecting the 21-day moving average. Let's see where we are. And this is where we are now. So, you know, we have to take some of these moves with a pinch of salt. Yes, it was risky to remove my stop loss. However, this was not more than a squeeze. Wash out all of this consolidation, which I always say you shouldn't really be trading in anyway, because when you're trading these zones, you know, whether you've built your stops here or here, you know, you've just lost a big move. And now what's happened again? Trap to the upside. Everyone going woo! All the crazy guys thinking, yes, now Bitcoin's going to moon. Bitcoin's going to moon. Let's go to the 4-hour. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Didn't even come and reclaim this area here. Do you know what I mean? You know, that's not a great. That's just trapped. Just trapped. That's all that is. Nice move to the upside if you got in here, but this is another area of a good buy zone. You know, so you've got to try and think about how the game is played a little bit, how people try, or how the market makers try and trap people into trading in different ways. Now, I'm not saying that this can't be a move to the upside. It certainly can. It still can go up, and we still might see some upward momentum. But busy week ahead of us this week with news, and that can play a lot to how things are. I don't like fundamental trading, as you know, but I just wanted to use this session purely to lay a bit of context about what we're seeing and how things are playing out. So that's all I've got for you on this one. We're still in the move. Let me just shoot over just to double check where we are. Still in the move. Still about 12 odd dollars. We played this one on a 20x leverage. And and I'm not moving my take profit. I'm still keeping that there. I still think we're going to come down and test. I think the chances of us coming down to this zone before we reach this zone are very much more possible than what we're seeing here. So, as I say, let's call this calculated stupidity. I think that's probably the best way to describe it. Stupid because of the emotional side, but the intelligent piece is just looking at how the markets and how the market maker is playing the game here. So let's see how it plays out. But for now, that's all I got for you, and I will see you guys soon.